So if you're at the title of this video, you kind of know where I'm going with this, so I'm not gonna give too much of an intro to this today. But so Elliot Page, if you haven't heard or seen about it online, he had an interview with Oprah and talked about him being transgender and his experience with it and what his story was behind it. And naturally, there's a lot of controversy about something that is not considered traditional to the public. So I'm just going to speak a little bit about my thoughts on it and kind of my opinion on it. Before I do though, I do want to give a few disclaimers here. So I'm a heterosexual male, so this is just coming from my narrow perspective and outside perspective. Also, I don't mean to offend anyone or to make it seem like I am judging anyone for anything. And lastly, I just hope that we can have a respectful dialogue about a subject without having to insult anyone or feel like somebody is dumb or stupid or anything like that. But with that being said, with Elliot Page, kind of going to give you a little background about him if you don't already know. So Elliot Page, he's an actor. He's been in some pretty notable films actually. The ones I've actually seen myself were Inception, also the X-Men movies. And also, he was in a video game called Beyond Two Souls that I like. Really good game. You should play it if you have. So with Elliot Page, he did an interview, and some clips of it kind of came out online. I did the free trial for Apple TV Plus or whatever. I ended up watching the entire interview, 50 minutes long. And he actually, somebody didn't know, he actually came out as transgender back in December of 2020. I didn't really hear anything about it until I just saw the clips of the interview I saw with Oprah. The last thing I heard about Elliot Page though was about him coming out about being gay with Oprah. She does say in an interview that how words are important, which I do also believe that words are important. Also, the way you say something, the context of what you're saying as well. I think it also does matter, and what your intent is behind what you're conveying. So in an interview with Elliot and Oprah, he just talks about just a story about his specific experience, about his transgender experience, and he does note that it is specific to him, so everyone in the transgender community may have a different type of story, different type of outlook on it. So he just wants to make sure that that is known, which is understandable. You know, everybody has their own story, their own unique perspective on stuff. After watching it though, it really didn't change my perspective per se. It did open my eyes a little bit more though about the transgender community though, and about how some people tend to view transgender people. So for any transgender, my overall feeling is that they should be able to do and be who they truly are without any judgment behind it. And of course, it's not a revolutionary thought by any means. It's not something that's just like, oh, he's so revolutionary, he knows, what he's talking about. But it is going to be difficult though for them, because we know the history of America and how they tend to treat people who are different from normal people. But I kind of digress. It's unfortunate though. I think that we are so intolerable to others that are different from ourselves. I do think that we need to kind of take a look at ourselves as individuals and really start to think about how it affects us. It's very good people for somebody to be themselves. And if you really think about it, like it really doesn't. It's okay to be different. It's okay for anybody to be different. The world's not going to collapse on itself or anything like that. The world's not going to end all because somebody's being themselves. If anything, I think it'll actually help to build the world and actually help to show where humanity can go if we all were to accept people who they are. With Oprah, she also does touch on or talk about the commonality that everybody has, that us as human beings have, with all of us experience some type of pain and how we deal with that pain, because everybody has varying degrees of pain. You never know really what somebody's going through in their mind or through their lives. So I think we really just need to stay open-minded as people and not be so closed-minded with our ideas. I do think that we all do go through some type of maybe denial or transformation whenever it comes to being a person, being an adult. Like for me, for example, I lost who I was as an individual somewhere in like elementary or middle school. And I didn't actually gain back who I was as an individual until about a year or two ago. And I'm 27 now, so it took me to about 25, 26 to actually figure out who I really was. So when I was about 13, 14, I lost myself, and then I'm finally who I really am as a person. I'm not trying to conform to the norm of society anymore. I'm not trying to be that individual. So with all that being said though, kind of summarize this whole video is that I think transgender people should be able to be who they are, to be able to express themselves, to express their stories. Also, of course, this is not me giving them permission to be themselves or anything like that, because I'm not. I'm not one to give permission to anybody for them to be themselves, but I am saying that, I stand with them in terms of trying to make sure that everybody sees them as an individual and not as someone who's not a person. But congratulations to Elliot Page for being able to speak his truth and to be able to now officially be himself. I do wish him the best. Yeah, that's pretty much it for this short video. It's not anything, like I said, revolutionary. It's just kind of my thoughts on it. Yep, with that being said, see y'all next time.